Hello again. Well, I've done the stem stitch, and I've just placed these here, but I might just stick a tiny little bit of glue on the bottom of each of them, just so they won't go anywhere. But I thought I would wait and do that until you guys are with me. Really love how it's looking at the moment. Okay. The globs of glue are getting bigger. I have to be really careful. Don't want it to be too big because I still want to be able to stitch through them. Decided to do the feather stitch, which I've got, so I'll give it a whirl and we'll see how we go with that, and if that doesn't work we can opt for something else. So yeah, I can only try. They just did a real plain stitch in the picture on Pinterest, and I thought I wanted to do something a little different, just so that we can learn a few more stitches. And see how this, all I did was glue that down, and now it's being held down by the stem stitch, and now then it'll be held in. They've got glue. Yep, I think they're all glued down. Yep. Okay. Cool. Excuse me. Now, I have, for this, I've just gone back to the 2 threads again because you needed a thicker stitch for the stem, but not so thick for the feather and for putting it on, because it's quite thick and I think it'll look a bit too bulky. So it's coming along now. This is the feather stitch. See how I go first. So we start off, okay, we go a little higher. Okay, go in the top, oop, there. Okay, you go like that, then you hold it down. Probably should have showed you on this one. I'll give it a whirl myself first. Go up at an angle, and then you come out like this. Okay, and you sort of tuck that behind. Yep. So you're coming out from here, go on a bit of an angle, and then you tuck that behind the needle. Okay, then you pull that, so you've got a little V. Then you go down, hold that down, and go like that. So it goes, I think, above it. Is that what it looks like? Well, it goes like this. So it goes underneath it again, so that's obviously how it works. And then you hold it down, then you go the other way. And go like this. Which will be, whoop, hang on a minute. That's going to be held down, so you hold that down and you go the other way like this, which will take it that way. There we go. Well, hopefully you can see this, guys. It'll, I think, be a bit easier on the next one, which I'll do it on the lighter one. So this is called a feather stitch, and you can see why it is called a feather stitch. See, that holds it back down, and then you go onto the other side, do it on an angle, pull it like that. Oop. And then hold it down with the thumb, come around this way, go up like this, go around. It's a bit tough, it's got to go through a few layers, and then when we get down to here, we are probably just going to pull it through so that holds that down, and I might even come back up here and hold that down in there so that little end bit is held down. Okay, now it is actually really hard to see on that, so I'll knot this off and show you on the lighter one. It's actually easier than what I thought. See, I hadn't really done a feather stitch before, but may have years ago, but that's what's the beauty of having a good book will do. Good book or good Google instructions. Okay, we'll try again on the lighter one, and I think you'll be able to see it a lot better. Actually looks rather nice. Surprised myself. Okay, we'll start, say, about here on towards the left hand side. Yep. Okay, then you go across and you come up on an angle. Hope you can see that, guys. And you create like a Y. There you go, and so you hold that. Then you come up off to the side. So this is where you're creating that like leafy, and go on that angle, and that goes underneath. And you're creating another Y that way. Then you come up this way on a bit of an angle, grab that and go the other way. So you're always creating all these little Y's, and then it becomes like a feather stitch. Then you go back on this side, a bit lower, going towards this way. Whoop. Once again creating that Y stitch, hold that down, go on the other side, make sure you pick up the actual bottom, because I felt like then it was not going through. Okay, and then creating another Y shape. Oh. There we go. Make that go down. Then I'm going to go down like that, finish that off, and then come back through here just to hold that down. There you go. How cute is that? Little feather stitch. Hopefully you got to see that. I want it to be in focus. I might do another quick one on the light one again. Okay, then when you thread it off, and this is only two strands, so it's not so thick. always best to do a few more. Okay, do another one. This is how it's looking on the back too. The stem stitch almost becomes like a straight stitch. Really love that sort of. What I like about this slow stitching style is it's quite primitive. You know, like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. I really enjoy it. Okay, start again. Go onto the top, so go onto more of the left hand side, not right on the top. Okay, hold that down, go a bit over, so we end up being like a Y, and then that holds down like that. Hopefully you can see, and then you go lower, so while you're holding that down, go lower, go up like that. Then the thread will go underneath, and then you're holding it down, and then you go the opposite side, going this way. Okay, and then where are we? I think I've stuffed it up. Thread was supposed to go underneath. Yep. There we go. Back on this side. So that's where you get that leafy shape. Going down. And I reckon we could probably do one more on the other side. You just sort of see what you think is okay. Hopefully it's not too close and I'm in view. Okay, there's the other Y. That'll go down. Where are we? And then I'm going to come back up through here and just do a straight stitch back down so it's connected, because sometimes they're not quite, so this one will be actually connected to the stem. If I don't think it's thick enough, I might do another one, which I think would be good on this one. So each leaf is individual. Oh, I like it. Very pretty. Look how nice that looks, hey? Okay, well, I will pause it and then I will finish off these, and then I'll come back and we can probably do one other little thing, maybe doing some French knots in there. It's going to be quite a bit of a series, but I don't want to do any more than maybe 30 minutes every time because it's a fairly full on. Okay, I'll see you soon. Okay, I'm back again. No, for a couple of seconds for you, quite a bit of time's gone for me. So what I want to do now, so you learned how to do the feather stitch on these, and now I would like to do what is called a loop stitch flower. So I am actually doing a silk ribbon plus embroidery, and it makes these little flowers, clusters of flowers. So we'll see how we go. If I find it's too difficult, we're getting technical now. So this is like silk ribbon. You can get this from Birch, like from your local Spotlight, or like it's quite thin. So go and get yourself some thin silk ribbon. You know, this is, how wide is that? Probably about quarter of an inch, something like that. It's not very big. Not even that. It would be half a centimetre as far as an inch goes. Like, that's how big it is. It's absolutely tiny. So yeah, just go to the shop and ask them for the silk ribbon. I haven't done silk ribbon embroidery for years, so this is a bit of a nice change for me. Now get the little book out, and I've got 2 thread. So what I'm going to do is you start off, so okay, I want to have a flower here. So here. Ugh. Okay. Now, the silk thread is a lot harder to come out. Okay. So you push it back like this, like that, so it's got a bit of a loop, and then you go in, like about there, but so here you go. Can you see this? Here's my silk ribbon pulled out, make sure it's sitting there like that, and so you go in about there and pull that down. See, it's a bit tougher because it's got quite a few layers here. It's a little bit harder to get through. Now, before it goes completely down, we don't want it to twist, so it says in the book, get your finger, see how it's twisting like that. Now it's easier for me to do this while I'm sitting down, but because I'm needing to show you. Wait a minute. Once you get the hang of this, because silk ribbon has a tendency to twist, and we sort of don't want it to twist too much. Here we go. Put your finger in there so it doesn't twist too much. Then you pull it down and hold it down like that. Okay, this is where the next one comes in. This is just for a bit of variety. Okay, now you come in, see where there is a place in between those two threads, come in through that. Okay, once this thread's in, okay, now that's going to be pushed down like that. You come up through the middle, okay, hold that down. Now if you want it to be less big, pull it in a little more on the bottom. So what we're going to do here is now a French knot. Now, so hard to, wish I could zoom it in. Go, so it's come through there. Get your needle and you wrap it around a couple of times. Okay, wrapped it around the needle a couple of times. I want a fairly big, and then you go in, not through the same hole, because it'll just, you go very close to that. Hold the needle, this is I found, pull that down like that. Okay. So you hold the needle underneath. This is how I found to do French knots, that they work every time. And there you've got yourself a tiny little flower with a French knot in the middle. Now it does seem complicated, but it isn't. Okay, we'll try that again. So just put this off to the side, grab your first one. Well, now we usually like to have, say, about 3 flowers in there, so pull it through. That's a bit easier. Oh, it wasn't as much. So you've got to be careful because I've pulled it. And I have pulled that loop down. Okay, now go like this, and go down, and once again keep pulling. So we've got a loop like that. Okay. There we go. Okay, you pull it to see how big you want it. Then grab your other stitch. I mean, it does seem like a heck of a lot of work, which it is. Oh. Now it's down like this. Once again, wrap it around twice, put it in the center. Try not to go through the same hole that is down. Hold that down, pull, and then we got ourselves another little flower. Now, if you don't want to do that, you find that this is way too much work for you, you can probably just do, I'm going to do another one. I'll just pause it for a second and I'll show you. If you want to, you can probably just do a French knot with this. Yep, just pinned it to me top. You could probably just do a French knot with this, like that. So be careful not to pull it too tight, because I'm going to do one more like the one I just did. Quickly do that, and then I'll show you how to do a French knot with this. Okay. It is called slow stitching for a reason, guys. It's, was it the old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day? Oh, it's true about this. And another one of these ones, it's obviously going through quite a few layers and is being difficult. Good grief. Okay. When you're sitting down and you haven't got someone watching you overhead, it would get done a little faster. Okay, so I'll hold that down, and then I'll come back up through here. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, 1, 2. I think the more of these you get, the more you'll, you know, they'll be less glamorous every time. Okay, now, like that. I'm just gonna thread that off, pull that off to the side, and then I'm just gonna do a couple of French knots with this. There you go. You pull it through, wrap it around. Probably only need to wrap it around once because this is thicker. So this is a French knot. Okay, got it through. Wrap that around like that, and then go down, not in the same hole, the other one. Grab this, pull, and pull down. So So I'll do another one. Usually I like to do a few. That is out the way. Okay, so you wrap it around the needle once like that because it's thicker. Go next to the hole that you come out of. Hold it down. See, layers. Trust me to want to do French knots in the most difficult spot. And that holds down. And then I'll do one more here. Yeah, that's going to be a bit easier. Okay. Hopefully you can see that coming out here. Wrap it around once. Go close but not in the same hole. Hold the needle underneath, pull that down like this, hold the thumb, and you can do the same with embroidery thread too, but you would need to wrap it around like maybe 2 or 3 times just to get a bigger hole, and be careful. And there you go, so there's the tiny little French knots, and then here's the little flowers, so you can do a combination of both. Oh, a bit close, camera doesn't like it. There you go. And I've got other threads. I was actually thinking maybe some, when I come down to here I might even do some cream. Yeah, so that's what's called a loop stitch flower and a French knot. There's also a colonial knot which is more like a figure 8, but so that's what we learnt today, how to do the feather stitch and one of those loop flowers and a French knot. So I'll go back and do those, and also I've found some stuff. Either I'm going to use these pearls or those, which I will stick in those and stitch in there. I think that will be nice. Okay. And I was thinking of maybe doing a seed stitch in between, which is just a straight stitch randomly going around. I'll show you, hang on a minute. That's something I might do off camera as well, in between the bits so it holds that down. Okay, I've still got a few. Here we go, this is a seed stitch. So it's just like random little stitch rather than doing stitch. It looks like it's got 2 stitches together. You know, A, B, and then another one next to it, so you've got a couple that are a little bit thicker, but if you've got 2 threads or 3 threads, they're going to be thicker anyway. So just sort of, you know, that way, just sort of randomly going. I might do that there in this part here. Okay, no worries. I'm really liking how it's looking so far, and I will catch you in the next video, which I will be stitching some beads onto here and here, and possibly do some embroidery flowers. I wonder if there's any picture of that in there. I've got, you know, something like that along here, maybe with some yeah, so they've got different types of flowers and leaves, and look at that sort of stuff. Okay, no worries guys, thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next video. This should keep you busy for a while, but gee, it just looks so pretty, and that colour brings out that colour in here, so that's really nice. I love it. Okay, see you guys, thanks again, bye.